We'll continue by installing the bearings on the links. We grease the surface where the bearing sits, and we also grease the bearing itself. Then, using the small press tool, we'll install the upper bearing on the upper link. I'm using the small press tool because I don't have easy access to the back side of the link. For the rest of the bearings, I'll be using the bench vise. I'll also apply grease to the areas where the inner space comes into contact with the bearings. I'll follow the exact same process to the lower link. The only difference is that the lower link bearings don't have a rubber seal. They use a metal one instead. That's because these bearings are designed to release excess grease, as the lower link features a grease port for external greasing. Here I am greasing the contact points where the outer spacers sit. These also act as a bearing covers. To mount the links onto the bike, we need to secure them with the axles, which are also the bolts. So we'll need to apply thread lock to their threads. However, thread lock can end up spreading across the length of the axle as it passes through the bearings. Something we definitely want to avoid because it can cause everything to seize up. In those areas we only want grease. So we apply grease along the smooth section of the axle and just a tiny bit of thread lock on the threads. Blow it gently to set it settle between the threads. If necessary, I wipe off any excess. The important part is to apply more thread lock on the frame's threaded insert, where the axle actually tightens. This makes it easier to remove the axle later on, since it won't be stuck inside the bearings. Now we install the flip chip. Once again we apply grease where it contacts the lower link. In general, whenever metal touches metal, we want plenty of grease. But again, be careful. Wipe away any excess grease that might get into the axle threads, so the thread lock can work properly. We follow the exact same process to the upper link. Grease the smooth part of the bolt. It also acts as an axle. And clean threads with no grease. Once again, clean off any extra grease. These axles also have an extra locking feature. Tapered washers that expand to hold them in place. They are secured with an additional bolt. So once again we use grease everywhere and thread lock only to the bolt threads. The axles of the lower link are secured the same way. A little thread lock on the rear shock bolts as well. And of course some grease on the smooth area. That's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.